Hey, it's Les from the TV Dudes. This week, I was lucky enough to talk to Nikolai Nikolaeff. He's been featured in 2 Netflix shows, Daredevil and The OA, and can be seen in 6 Season 2, where he plays the Prince. We talk about his early comedic roles, his time as a Power Ranger, how his eyebrows are aging into villainy, and much more. I hope you enjoy.
Les, hello mate, it's Nico speaking.
Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to do the interview today. I really appreciate it. You have 6 coming up at the end of the month, preparing Memorial Day. Is that correct?
I do, yeah. Season 2 is airing Memorial Day, and it's a very cool project to be part of. It's bigger than Season 1, and I think the audience is in for a very cool experience.
I know you're playing a character that's the Prince. I'm not sure how much you can say about your role, but can you talk a bit about what you're doing on the show?
Yeah. So the Prince is referred to in Season 1, and it was an interesting kind of character to bring to life because he's set up so substantially in Season 1. They're very scared of him, and he's the criminal, I guess, the jihadi mastermind that we slowly work our way up to. And so Season 2 shows his kind of origin story to a certain degree about how he was starting to, help the CIA, and then watching that relationship crumble with Gina Klein, who's played by the wonderful Olivia Munn. And so then the cat and mouse begins. It spans more than a decade. And so we see him, kind of start from nothing and want, very simple things in life, which is a better life for his family, to then, become the head, the head of the snake, as he's referred to in the trailers, of a vast, empire that the SEAL guys are trying to bring down.
It seems to me that it would be fascinating or very exciting to get to step into the role of putting a face to this legendary bad guy. But how did you go about preparing for the role to show that turn, to humanize him a bit?
Well, yeah, I think that's my thing really, is with kind of all the shows that I've done, I've really been lucky to be given breathing space for the character to actually show the humanizing, the qualities, the human qualities that they have, because no one is born the bad guy. And I know you mentioned that that word before, and I actually say it all the time. But I have to say, no one is born wanting to be a bad guy. Everyone just wants an easygoing life, and that there's kind of universal things that people chase. And then when things don't go as planned, you see their worlds crumble, and then they turn into people that they probably don't necessarily want to be. So look, to answer your question about what preparation, I went down some really dark rabbit holes because my character, the Prince, he was born in Chechnya, and then went to Bosnia and met his wife there. Started a family and fought in Bosnia, and the things that he has seen and that have been done to him, I wouldn't wish on anyone in this planet. And so researching that and the atrocities that went on there, it really weighs on you. And I'm one of the things about this character is I've always been good at what I call tools down. It's an Australian term, basically. When you finish your job at the end of the day, tools down, let's go, have a beer. And Australians are very happy-go-lucky people in general, and I am definitely. But playing this guy and watching these things, these atrocious things, it can't not affect you, especially when it's real. It's not dramatized. And so it took me about 2.5 months to kind of to be able to kind of shed a little bit of the baggage that I was carrying, because as actors, you want to do a good job. You want to, immerse yourself and be true, I guess, to as much as you can. But if you don't walk away from the baggage, it could be quite dangerous. I'm very honored to have brought this to be entrusted with this this character, and I brought. I think I've done a good job with humanizing him. And if there's one thing I hope the audience can do during it, is to, when they're watching, to kind of go, hey, make them think about what is a bad guy and who is that, and ask themselves that if they were in the same position, if they had the same things done to them, what would they, what did they think they would turn out like? And this show is not scared to hold that kind of that microscope up to the gray areas in this life.
I feel like that gray area and that humanizing aspect was a space that you also had in your turn in Daredevil.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm very just. There's a lot of crap out there. Let's face it, and each show that I've been lucky to be part of has really given me that breathing space to find those elements where he is. He's a character. Like they've gone through some tough times, and so the audience kind of goes, actually, I wanted to hate him, but I kind of understand, and so that kind of a cocktail of emotions, I think, is really rich.
Daredevil and Marvel in general lends itself to this kind of nerdery, but I didn't see you die, and you do have a cool little Easter egg associated to your character. So I'm just going to hold out hope that maybe we haven't seen the end of Vladimir.
We'll see, mate. We'll see. All I know is that Marvel is the kings of a richly woven tapestry, my friend, of characters and.
If there's one cardinal rule, anything can happen.
That's right.
You've been on some crazy sci-fi stuff before. You were a Power Ranger, which has to be one of the largest, craziest franchises of all time. I really was surprised looking at your earlier work how incredibly funny you are, and how great your comic timing is and stuff compared to what I more know you for, which is kind of more of a villainous role that occasionally gets off a hysterical line.
Yeah, it's very funny being naturally, the funny guy, the happy guy, and just recently, like I guess the last kind of 4 or 5 projects, I've been really stern, and I'm polar opposite. I'm playing polar opposite to what I really am, and I mean, I'll take it because something about these eyebrows. The older I get, they're kicking in well and truly, and so they're looking really stern, even when I'm not. Even when I'm just like trying to find out directions, or even finding a friend's day. I've had other people walk up to me like, dude, are you okay? You look like you want to kill him. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm just, I can't help it. It's this, this Russian-Ukrainian brow that I've got going on from my parents.
Do you ever find yourself leaving set in costume and just terrifying people on the subway, or?
Oh, man, you know what? When I was filming Daredevil, I had these badass tattoos, and I actually had this. I actually kept them on because they last for a little while, right? And I thought, bugger it, I'll leave it on and just enjoy it, immerse myself a little bit. And it's funny when you're walking down, they can see the tattoos on your arms and on your chest. People kind of go, yeah, I'm gonna maybe steer clear of that guy. And I mean, yeah, look, that's the thing about acting. You get to playtime, I guess, bringing, multiple people to life, and the research that goes into it and trying to do justice to it is, it's a privilege, and I really enjoy it. Sorry, what was your original question then? I'm digressing now.
When you were a kid growing up in Melbourne, how did you picture your path into acting going?
You know what? I'm kind of living my dream, to be honest with you, man. I like right now I'm in LA, and I've got 3 projects coming out this year, which is so exciting. I've always had a level head, and I didn't dream of being up on billboards and stuff like that. And but I just wanted to be involved in good storytelling, and that's what I mean about the humanizing kind of stuff that we spoke about, like. it's just such an honor to be part of these shows that give you that breathing space and treat it seriously, and it's not like a mustache twirling villain as such. And so when I started doing this, I was 16 professionally, and so that was 20 years ago, and I'm just loving it. It's a very cool. Like, I feel like I won the jackpot. I got married recently to the most amazing woman, and and I'm kicking goals on the acting front, and being part of these amazing projects with amazing people, and that collaboration. That's like, to be able to collaborate with people and offer up ideas is very special, and for them to not only be heard and but be in some cases be adopted, and then you see them on TV. Oh man, it's really, really quite cool.
What's been the most unexpected part of the job that you just didn't ever conceive would be, necessary to your daily job of acting?
This, talking to you guys, and I really dig it. Like, I just love meeting fans, and I haven't done the convention thing with you mentioned Power Rangers, but the one I was given the opportunity to introduce Daredevil to Melbourne, like a comic convention there, and having these fans kind of come out of the woodwork who have seen my stuff from many years ago was like really, really quite cool. And I've always loved the fans, and when people message me on social media, I don't necessarily respond, but I every now and then I'll do like a just so everyone knows how much I appreciate them watching, and caring about these characters that I've been given to portray. It's really special, and yeah. So anyway, talking about upcoming projects is a new thing for me. I'm conscious of sounding like a bumbling idiot on your show, so I hope I'm coming across okay. But it's a new thing for me, definitely.
You have a project coming up called We Were Tomorrow.
Yeah, that was an interesting project. A friend of mine, Darwin, was directing it, and he called me up and he showed me a bit of their footage they'd already filmed in China, and I went, what? Like, the ambitiousness of this project was insane, and
it is the sheer craziest plot synopsis I think I've ever read on Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's. I honestly don't know how it will emerge. I had a lot of fun doing it, but it is epic, and the writer creator of it, Madeline Kennedy, she is just a force to be reckoned with. I am truly intrigued and very excited to see what she will do. She told me about a couple of other projects that she's got in the pipeworks, and she's a very cool cat.
I really appreciate your time today. And you've got 6 coming up, season 2 starting Memorial Day weekend. Of course, you were recently in Netflix's The OA, which got you on those billboards you never saw coming.
Well, I'm still yet to see my face on them, but like, whatever. Like, I got some good advice many years ago. Reach for the stars, but keep your feet on the ground. And my agent, who I really respect in Melbourne, he's like, look, man, do the work. It's all about the work. You do good work. Concentrate on that stuff, and good things will and happen. And that's exactly what seems to be happening. And to get some great feedback from some of the guys that I've worked with is really special.
Well, I can't wait to see what you do next, Nick. I really appreciate it.
Les, thank you so much for having me on your show, man. I really appreciate it as well.
Thank you.
All right, brother. See you. Bye.
The TV Dudes is an independently run podcast and a member of the Electric Sweater Podcast Network. We are exclusively listener-supported. If you'd like to help us out, go to patreon.com/tvdudes. You can like us on Facebook and Twitter at TV Dudes. All the music for our show is by our friend and original TV dude, Gregory J. Amani Smith. To find out more about us, go to thetvdudes.com and electricsweater.com. I'm Grant Davis. Thanks for listening.